So this is what happens when all of those ban list haters actually show up for a tournament. Hey 34% of you, please smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. Now, this has been making its rounds recently. This is a tournament that took place, I believe, in China, where they just gutted the ban list. You always hear the 3 or 0 nays. You know what? There should not be a ban list. All right, it should either be... Everything should be at 3 out here. I don't know why these particular purists have shown up in such a larger degree as of late, but this list was kind of interesting. We had Kashtira winning the event, I guess. We'll take a look at that list here in a second, but man, oh man, that's kind of interesting. And then second, third, and fourth were all tier. Now, is tier really just that powerful with no ban list that this deck got the chance to tear on through here and do something crazy? Well, I think the answer is, yeah, it looks that way, honestly. You know, when you have the most powerful cards in the game at your disposal here and the free resources that tier kind of generates for itself, you know, and I mean, Kashtira getting the ability to lock a whole bunch of zones. I mean, you can't really outplay that. Now, your pie chart over here, you're going to notice tier was the most represented. And then you had some good old magical scientists. You had Zoodiac actually trying to do well down here. I do think in a much larger vacuum that Zoodiac can perform. It just kind of needs a little bit of work. We also had Numeron. I get Numeron getting the potential for a massive OTK. Does not surprise me. Kashtira had very small representation for it to pull it out. It's pretty good. Then we had some Dragon Link. See, we had 2 Adamantipator, 2 Blue Eyes. We had 2 Exodia. You'd be surprised. Exodia might seem like a massive, powerful deck, but I guess in like a reduced, smaller vacuum, it doesn't quite get off the ground. We had 12 other here. So we're going to pass it on over to the top deck list to kind of show you a little bit of an idea of what's going on here. So winning our event here was none other than good old Kashtira. Now, the first interesting thing you're going to see here is going to be the inclusion of Victory Dragon in a lot of these lists. Victory Dragon is a very, very interesting card in the sense of, you know, getting the ability to Reproticus, turn into it, and steal a free game from your opponent just to win the match. It's almost like a match winner. Is very, very powerful, and a card that basically undermines, you know, the ability of the format is very, very interesting. I will say that. Of course, I mean, you got Forceful Sentry, Graceful Charity, Pot of Greed. All the good generic cards are very, very prominent here. It's amazing just kind of like how much value you're going to get off of this. Also, shout out to, you know, Mystic Mine and Friends being absolutely amazing cards. I definitely will say that everything that's present in this list is very, very interesting. Now, as we move on along here, we have, oh boy, yeah, you want to talk about unfun. That grass looks greener and Painful Choice at 3, by the way, in the exact same deck. Now, hear me out here for a second. You thought that current modern era Yu-Gi-Oh! Was crazy? You know, it's all fun and games until, oh, there goes the third Painful Choice. Oh, thanks for all of these pieces. Thanks for... This deck should probably be milling so many cards that Exchange of the Spirit is going to be an absolute upset, blowout via the opponent. And that, honestly, is a very scary thought at the end of the day. Just the fact that you could have access to something that powerful to devastate your opponent... Yeah, that scares me, I will say. It's Forceful Sentry and Painful in the same deck at max numbers. That's not really something I want to deal with here. Now, as we move on along here, look what we have here again. We have Victory Dragon showing up again. You notice that Victory Dragon is not showing up in larger numbers. No. This Victory Dragon crap has been relatively small in terms of the vacuum that it's being played in. I will say that in terms of power scaling for this version of the deck, that it's not that much crazier than some of the other real things that have been present here, except for, all the power staples just get gutted out, and then we're pushing them on into the side deck here. I mean, you have Painful Choices, Graceful Charities down there, but you don't even, what's the point in like trying to experiment? You can just take a current era modern deck and then just go ahead and adjust it appropriately. And that's kind of what you see here, is like, just take the best deck in the format, we're good to go. We got a little bit crazy for this list. We put in a Redox this time. Now, this list is also playing Victory Dragon. Yeah, it's almost like that card is pretty good. We're doing Azathoth Shenanigans, which I'm not surprised. I mean, Azathoting on your opponent's turn so they can't play the game. Still a pretty big classic out here. Fourth place didn't want to deal with a Guido. I think that's my favorite thing here. Even in the vastness of the OCG format, sometimes multiple Agitos are not that appreciated. So we'll just cut back and play two. Painful Choice is still going to be one of the best cards this deck has going for it. I also like the fact that, all things considered for how crazy this format is, Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries on a Kit Gallows could just ruin somebody's day. So actually getting some value off of that is actually pretty nice. All right, now as we move on back here to into more of the good stuff here. We have, what is this sauce here? I see that we are doing, well, first of all the staples in the world are present here. I feel like this is just Justicar Turbo. So basically what you're going to try to do here is you're going to basically smash through your opponent's field as much as possible with Justicar fully resolving. And of course, you have Doesn't Matter Dragon. This is effectively the definition of Victory Dragon Turbo. I love the fact out here that in the vastness of this format, how many of these decks have just been, we have access to Victory Dragon. You may as well take advantage of it to get a free win. It's 4 decks now that have given 2 craps about Victory Dragon. So, man, last time we saw something like this was actually wild. Look, it's another Victory Dragon Turbo deck. All right, so we're playing Triple Gofu. Oof, that's saucy. We're doing the Confiscation and the Forceful Sentries. Honestly, getting those hand rip options are pretty strong, especially once you've taken off that cap on the power ceiling here, and you've gone, okay, so since there's really no cap on how crazy, crap can get in this format, you can kind of adjust. I mean, once again, you have Justicar Shenanigans down here as well. And then, of course, LP, Agripane, all of the good stuff for you to do your job is going to be relatively easy. And, of course, Link Cross being the busted card that it is. There isn't really too much else about this. It does not surprise me to see, yet again, just how good things are. Shout out to Delinquendo. And then we're citing the 1 Pot of Greed. 3 Pot of Greed's too much in the deck, all right? 2 is just fine. All right, next up here, this is our Why is everything a Victory Dragon Turbo list? All right, well, we have another Victory Dragon Turbo list. Now, this time, we're going to be taking full advantage of more Eclipse Wyvern, actually. Gofu being an absurd card here. I also love the fact that, like, Dimension Shifter actually looks like it's attempting to do things here. Most of these decks, and the latter half here, have been Justicar Turbo, with some sort of Halki Fibrax Turbo through Link Cross shenanigans, and then it's just kind of that. Of course, we have all 9 of the hand rip cards, and of course, it's just not an unfair experience unless you have triple Painful Choice rolling on into this bad boy. I mean, you may as well take full advantage of it, right? If you're going to crush your entire opponent's field, you may as well just do it in style by activating Painful Choice onto the field and then just destroying the opponent. Feels good. And the last as we have here is a Zodiac list. I think this is probably the most normal thing that I've seen here. And by Zodiac list, this is just triple Ratman, actually. We have a mini Bysteel package. We have Mudora and Keldo for shufflebacks. We have a crap ton of hand traps here. and then just Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity. I'm not surprised to see that this list managed to get 8th place, but everything else on the higher end of the format here is rough. All right, like, and I mean that, like, it is crazy out here to see this. So this was the uphill battle that some of these decks had to play, but man, oh man, Victory Dragon doing some interesting stuff. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.